Here is what CNN's Clarissa Ward said, number 22.
They have been cheering like crazy from the moment that Air Force One was first spotted making its descent over Tel Aviv, landing at Ben Gurion Airport, to the moment where the door of Air Force One opened and President Trump then began to make his way down the steps of the aircraft. You heard the whole crowd here started to erupt into cheers of "Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump." And I have to say, everywhere you go here, there are posters of Trump. We have seen people who have made artifacts dedicated to Trump. Fair to say that President Trump is possibly even more popular here than he is in the United States. There is just a huge amount of goodwill in this crowd because they believe and feel, as everyone has already been articulating, that it was really down to Trump that he was able to push this deal across the finish line. And as you have all been discussing, there are so many moving parts that have yet to fall into place and so many things that can go wrong. But for the people here in this square, those are tomorrow's problems, Wolf. The people here are watching. They are rapt.
Think about this. Biden, maybe over 30 years of foreign policy experience, including being on the Foreign Relations Committee in the Senate, 8 years as Obama's go-to guy for foreign policy. The reason Obama chose him to be his running mate is because Obama, a state lawmaker, 2 years in the Senate, had zero foreign policy experience, and that was deemed to be his Achilles heel. And so that's why he chose Joe Biden to be his running mate. So 8 years as Obama's point man, 4 years as president, and nothing like this was accomplished. The Iran deal, Trump pulls out of it. He's denounced. New York Times denounces him, as we talked about last week. Said it was going to set the stage for a full-scale conflagration in the Middle East. And Trump did the Abraham Accords. He moves the Israeli embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something that Barack Obama said he would do and didn't do, something that George W. Bush said he would do and didn't do. He stopped giving money to the PLO because they were using the money to pay families of homicide bombers. He has been instrumental in setting back the Iranian nuclear program, which means Iran no longer is nearly the same kind of exporter of terror. Trump allowed Israel to do what it needed to do to flatten Hezbollah, the Lebanese terror organization, the Houthis, and now Hamas. And as I mentioned, when a Gazan Palestinian reporter asked the head of Hamas what was accomplished, the head of Hamas got angry. Didn't really give an answer. Said, I want you to be more respectful. Look at all the people killed, all of the people moved, all of the damage, and for what? Hamas is now isolated. You have Egypt joining this deal, the United Arab Emirates going in this deal, the other Gulf countries joining the deal, Saudi Arabia joining the deal. Iran even commended the deal. What have you achieved? You brutally murdered 1,200 Israelis, kidnapped 250. Many died in captivity. You're not any closer to getting an independent Palestinian state. Hamas has never been more isolated. And Israel has demonstrated its military superiority to a degree that I think even they were surprised by. What have you achieved? Meanwhile, President Trump is being celebrated, not just by the countries I mentioned, but by our European allies. Even Putin backs this deal. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton praised the deal. All it took, as President Trump has said many, many times, was a new administration. This man, they're probably right now interviewing stonecutters to chisel his face on Mount Rushmore. He's now become an epic president. I can't wait to see the next series of approval ratings for this president.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.